And now a talk specially for the children. Are you watching out there? I wonder what your family is like when someone's naughty. Are you shouters and arguers? Or are you silent but explosive? Or do you go on and on and on about things? When I was little, my family did quite a lot of shouting. When I was naughty, my mummy would shout at me to stop. And I'm ashamed to say, I'd shout back until I was punished. I didn't take much notice, really. I just got used to it. My daddy didn't say much, but occasionally he would jump up and shout, "Stop that noise!" And then I'd run to my room very quickly. Do you remember in our reading, we heard about how Jesus talked to Peter? Here's Jesus, and here's Peter. They just had breakfast on the beach, and they were talking. Do you think they were just having a bit of a chat? Why did Jesus talk about sheep and lambs when Peter was a fisherman? Why did Jesus ask him the same thing 3 times? Or do you remember that when Jesus was arrested by the soldiers, Peter followed behind, which was actually very brave of him, because the soldiers could have hurt him. But when he was watching to see what would happen to Jesus, he got scared. When people said, "Are you a friend of Jesus?" he said, "No." Do you remember how many times Peter said "no" before the cock crowed? It was 3 times. He was so scared. And then he was very, very ashamed of himself. And he didn't even get to say sorry, because Jesus was taken away and killed. He was crucified. And now here is Jesus, alive again, asking him the same question over and over again. Is Jesus telling him off, going on and on, reminding him that he was a really pathetic friend? Or do you think maybe he's telling Peter 3 times that he is forgiven, and that he is still his disciple? What do you think? And why all this talk about looking after sheep? What does Peter know about farming? But do you remember Jesus called himself the Good Shepherd who looks after his sheep? And now he wants Peter to join him in that very important work. What a special thing for Peter. Jesus wasn't cross with him. He wouldn't shout at him or go on and on and on about Peter's failure. He forgave Peter and still loved him. And the question is just the same for you. Do you love Jesus? I wonder what job he wants you to do.